Mine says 5:58. It's okay to me.
All right, meeting come to order. Dr. Shivers is not here this evening. She's stuck someplace with her car and is getting towed to Mexico. She just called, so I'm kind of subbing in for her tonight. So anyway, call to order. Call roll, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yep.
Hay,
Yes.
Shivers, Briggs,
Yes. Okay, first thing on the agenda that, since we have a change in our agenda within 24 hours, Lou's going to talk to us a minute about the Sunshine Law and that, just as a matter of record for us.
The city was informed late this morning that a resolution was needed to approve the sale of a building owned by the city. That closing was to take place this Wednesday. It's been added as item number 5 to your revised agenda. And section 610.020, paragraph 2, allows you to amend the agenda and notice of the meeting for good cause when 24 hours notice is impossible or impractical. So we did not find out about this until late this morning when the title insurance commitment was issued and came over. The closing is scheduled for this week. It's been postponed, but we will not have a meeting before the actual closing occurs. So we can utilize this portion of the open meetings law and revise our agenda. And Marcy and I talked about it this morning, and I asked her, and she agreed that she would revise it, and then we sent out notice to everyone who has on file a request to receive a copy of the agenda. So that's what we've done.
Okay.
Questions about that?
No, I've got it.
Postponed until when?
It's going to be delayed a week for an environmental review
Oh, okay.
that they're waiting for. It's been done, it's just they don't have a copy of it.
I have the, as far as the,
That's the chief's.
okay. As far as the Missouri statutes, this is a copy of that thing about revising your agenda, if anybody wants to look at that.
Yeah, it's 610.020, paragraph 2.
It's been highlighted on here.
Yeah, okay. Questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes for September 14th?
Make a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, we move on to our ordinance for the evenings. These require 2 readings by title only and passage. Our first one is Bill number 2020-52, an ordinance about Transportation Commission Traffic Engineering. Mr. Slagle.
Yes, thank you. We have received a Transportation Engineering Assistance Program grant, and this is to help us take a look at the one-way streets downtown to see if there should be any changes or recommendations. So to cover the grant and the steps that's necessary, we will turn to Kenzie Russell.
As noted, this is a traffic engineering assistance grant through MoDOT. It's an 80-20 grant with a cost of $10,000. So the city's share would be $2,000 under that split. We applied for this grant a year ago. The initial funding round was done, and this is a 2-year program that MoDOT has, and Mexico was funded in the second year. We got the announcement of the funding earlier, but the actual obligation of the funds hasn't come about until actually October 1. And so this agreement, this agreement with MoDOT allows for the obligation of MoDOT's funds on it. It's a study of the one-way streets in our downtown area. There's no perceived outcome for it. It's just a matter of taking a look at our traffic flow and conversing with some of our downtown businesses to see what may be the most efficient, most effective approach for us. It may very well not change a thing. So this is just a report. It'll be a look by a consultant at that issue for us.
How long will they do it?
It is to be done by this agreement by, I believe it's April of 2021. So it's a fairly short time frame.
So, I guess my question, and maybe there's a good explanation, but I can think of a lot of intersections and a lot of problems in this town that are way more important than a one-way street study. I mean, how did we pick that over, say, the intersection of Mosers, the intersection of
Some
County
of
Market?
the businesses downtown feel that having a two-way street in front of their business will increase their business, their traffic, and so it's in response to some requests to try to answer that.
Has this been kind of an ongoing request from?
It's been kicked around for 3 or 4 years, yes.
Well, I would tell you the study out of Mosers and the study out like on 54 has been kicked around a lot longer than 3 or 4 years. We've even had MoDOT in here to talk about it, so I just don't understand why business trumps safety in this.
Well,
Because, I mean, that's a safety issue, these other intersections.
We do have an engineering report on the Morris-Monroe intersection that's been done. We just didn't do it through this program.
I mean, of course, we're going to do it, but I just don't understand, of all the places, why we decided that was super important over safety of other intersections and other places.
To be clear, when you asked for the grant, or I assume we asked for the grant, right? We
Yes.
applied for it. Was that the specific thing we applied for in the grant?
Yes, you have to provide a defined scope.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Can I have a motion for first reading, please?
I move to read bill number 2020-52.
Second.
Motion's been made.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2020-52, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission for the Traffic Engineering Assistance Program, TO34. I move for the second reading of Bill 2020-52.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. You have to take the roll.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2020-52, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute an agreement with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission for the Traffic Engineering Assistance Program, TO34. I move for passage of Bill 2020-52.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, bill passes. Let's move on to B, bill number 2020-53. We move, let's see, am I in the right place here? Yeah. We move on now to electrical improvements at the airport. Mr. Flagel.
Yes, Your Honor. If you notice on the agenda, there's about 3 ordinances pertaining to this. We'll cover them one at a time because they are different in what their purpose is. This first ordinance is to actually execute a contract of agreement with Meyer Electric to make the improvements at the Memorial Airport for the edge lighting. And to cover the contract and what's being recommended, we will turn to Russell Lynch.
Good evening, Council. The attached ordinance authorizes Bruce to execute a contract with Meyer Electric for improvements to the lighting at the airport on runway 1836. Those lights are quite antiquated. Jay describes issues with mice and coyotes actually chewing on the wires and periodically getting hit with a snowplow. So this will modernize those lights. It will move them 5 feet out on either side. Currently the runway is only 50 feet wide. It needs to be 60 feet. So at some point in the future, we'll add 5 feet on either side and the lights will be already in place. Crawford Murphy and Tilley is the consultant for Mexico Memorial Airport improvements, held the bid opening for the edge lighting. The project will be paid with 90% federal funds, referred to as non-primary entitlement funds, and 10% local match. The 2020-21 budget allows for this funding. Total 3 bids were received from ranges from $395,000 to the low bid of $183,235. The low bid was reviewed, and the contractor, Meyer Electric Company of Jefferson City, will commence work on the project within 10 days of the issuance of the notice to proceed, and the project will be completed within 35 calendar days. Staff recommends the council proceed with 2 readings by title only and passage of the attached ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute contract documents.
Questions? Has Meyer done work for the city before?
Yes, and they've done airport work before, too.
Do I have a motion for the first reading on Bill 2020-53?
I move for the first reading of bill number 2020-53.
Second. What reading?
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hague,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2020-53, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute a contract agreement with Meyer Electric Company Incorporated for improvements to the Mexico Memorial Airport runway lighting replacement project. I move for a second reading of bill number 2020-53.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hague,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Second reading, bill number 2020-53, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute a contract agreement with Meyer Electric Company Incorporated for improvements to the Mexico Memorial Airport runway lighting replacement project. I move for passage of bill number 2020-53.
Second.
I think I had a second.
You got it?
I got it.
Okay, thank you. Roll call, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hague,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, while we're on the airport, we go to bill number 2020-54. This is an aviation project consultant supplement agreement with Crawford Murphy. Would you please?
Yes, Your Honor, this is for the same project and for engineering services, and once again, Russell Roach.
Yes, Council, you approved the original agreement with Crawford Murphy and Tilley in February of 2020 to perform the professional services we discussed previously. This agreement, number 1, will address additional services which were beyond the scope of services listed in the original agreement. The additional fixed fees will be $5,449.86, and total construction phase fees will not exceed $46,000 for this project. The grant from FAA will cover 90% of this cost. Staff recommends that council proceed with 2 readings by title only and passage of the attached ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute the aviation project consultant supplement agreement number 1.
Questions? Do I have a motion for the,
Make a motion to read bill number 2020-54.
Second.
I have a motion? I have clerk.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hague,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2020-54, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute an aviation project consultant agreement number 1 with Crawford Murphy and Till Incorporated for improvements to the Mexico Memorial Airport. I move for second reading of bill number 2020-54.
Second.
I have a motion. All those in favor, can you call the roll, please?
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hague,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2020-54, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute an aviation project consultant agreement number 1 with Crawford Murphy and Till Incorporated for improvements to the Mexico Memorial Airport. I move for passage of bill number 2020-54.
Second.
I have a motion. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hague,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Second reading? We'll ready for the second reading.
No,
No, we passed it.
all done.
All done, sorry.
We'll go on to the next
I
one.
lost track, all right. Okay, thank you. We'll move on to the resolution's been added to the agenda.
No, we still have one.
I do have one more.
Yep, got another ordinance.
Sorry. Okay, we're still on the lighting. Mr. Shiloh, I'm sorry.
Yep. This one is Bill 2020-55, 2055, and this is for an ordinance to execute amendment number 1 to the block grant agreement with the Missouri Department of Transportation. And this is for the funding for the projects that we've just done, and to cover the details once again. Russell Rich.
And our final third ordinance authorizes the city manager to execute Amendment 1 of the state block grant agreement to replace the edge lighting we've discussed previously. The council approved funding April 2020 from MoDOT for design fees for the replacement of the lighting for $22,500. This amendment adds additional matching construction funds not to exceed $229,235 towards the project. The amount of the grant will be $206,300, which is 90% of the initial amount of local matching funds provided by the city is not to exceed $22,924, which is our 10%, which is included in the 2021 annual budget. Staff recommends that council proceed with 2 readings by title only and passage of the attached ordinance.
Do I have a motion for the first?
Make a motion to read bill number 2020-55.
Second.
I have a motion first reading for Bill 2020-55. Call the roll, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2020-55, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute Amendment 1 to the state block grant agreement with the Missouri Department of Transportation Commission to replace edge lighting on runway 1836. I move for second reading of bill number 2020-55.
Second.
Motion, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2020-55, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute Amendment number 1 to the state block grant agreement with Missouri Department of Transportation Commission to replace edge lighting on runway 1836. I move for passage of bill number 2020-55.
Been moved and seconded for passage. Call roll, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, moving on. We had an addition to our agenda. We talked about that, about adding that to the agenda earlier. But anyway, Mr. Schlegel, would you please just address this for us?
Yes, thank you. Attached resolution authorizes the signing of documents pertaining to the sale of city-owned real estate located at 2201 Lakeview in Mexico. The property was listed for sale with Plaza Commercial Realty on August 10, 2020. Several offers to purchase were received. Council did hold an executive session on August 24th, discussed, reviewed the offers, and authorized myself to negotiate and sign the necessary documents with the potential purchaser, Abacus Logistics, which is the current tenant. The contract sale for the real estate was signed on August 26, 2020 for a purchase price of $250,000. The attached ordinance would now authorize us to sign all the closing documents pertaining to that sale. And right now, the closing date was scheduled to be Wednesday. That has been backed up till the 7th due to an environmental study that they're waiting for. It's been done, they're just waiting for the final written document. It's the only thing that's outstanding, and therefore, in order to finalize the sale, we'd recommend council proceed with reading by title only and passage of the attached resolution authorizing the sale of the property.
Before we do that, since this was an executive session item, until this sale is complete, are we obligated to not reveal any more than what's on?
Right, that's correct.
Okay.
I move for reading of bill number 2020-56. Second. Your way.
What?
Did you want to say?
No, it's all right. I was just asking about, was the environmental about what they wanted?
It is part of a normal closing process.
Okay, all right. I didn't know how far deep we could get into it, about what we talked about. Okay. Sorry, you can go ahead and second.
They're not expecting any issues, just a thing you have to
It's
do.
just-
Second.
I have a motion. Roll call, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams, Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2020-56, a resolution authorizing the city manager to sign documents pertaining to the sale of real estate located at 2201 Lakeview, Mexico, Missouri. I move for passage of Bill 2020-56.
So that's a
One time.
one time, right? Okay, lost my agenda.
Second from Williams.
Okay, it's been moved in second. We have roll call, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Okay, moving on to other business. We have a staff report on the Garfield Park renovation. Would you please comment on that, please?
Yes, thank you. We did have a grant received from the National Parks and Recreation Association in conjunction with the Walt Disney Company for a construction of a youth basketball court at Garfield. Following that, we have taken bids for the construction of that, and to cover the bids and recommendation, Chad Shoemaker.
Thank you, Bruce. As council is aware, the city council approved an MOU with NRPA and the Walt Disney Company at the August 10th meeting, and this project was then put to bid. As says in your letter, the bid part of the project is for the basketball court and the sidewalk themselves. The lighting and the goals themselves will be installed with in-house forces, and that will be separate from this contract. Requests for bids were sent to 24 contractors, with 5 attending a mandatory pre-bid meeting and 3 contractors submitting bids. The lowest bid of $29,850 was submitted by Spalding Constructors, LLC of Holt Summit, Missouri. The budget allows $65,000 for this project, because at the time that we were putting the budget together, if you recall, we were still kind of guessing as to where amounts would come in and exactly what the grant would cover. So we are recommending that council accept the bid from Spalding Constructors LLC to construct a basketball court and ADA sidewalk for the bid price of $29,850, subject to the bidder's ability to deliver and install the project in acceptable length of time. We are on a time crunch on this project because of COVID. The Disney people were about 4 or 5 months behind the timeline that this grant was originally supposed to be sent out at. So we have to have this grant wrapped up by March 26th. So it's important that we get started right away so that we can get the asphalt down before the asphalt plant shuts down for the season. Questions?
No, it's funny that they range from 67,000 to 29,000, and everybody using the same type of material?
Yeah, you know how it works, Chris. It's a measure of how busy each contractor is, basically. They will come in and attend the meeting, send somebody and get a bid in, just in case all the other bids are in high and they can make some good money. But
what else are we going to do with the money? 65,000, what else are we using it for?
Well, probably won't make any determination on that until we know our actual cost on lights, because we have to bid those after this part of the process is complete. We want to make sure there's no change orders or anything here, and then we'll order the goals and we'll order the lights. At that point, we'll know what the remainder is, and considering where our contract is on the pool, I'm not real anxious to take on additional, spending this year until we know exactly where we're finishing on getting that opened.
But I mean, the difference between 29,000 and 65,000, can that money be used for the lights?
Yes, yeah, that's what that money is there for, right. We will purchase the lights and the goals with that money.
And if we don't use it all, what happens to it?
Oh, well, I will use it all, because we have to buy a pole, we have to buy lights, we have to buy conductors to run over 200 feet, we have to put in conduit. I'll be surprised if we don't use it up the full 40,000.
So what's our estimated time to have all this done?
I would like to have it all.
Not just the court, but
I would like to have it complete by the end of November.
Okay.
That'd be my goal right now. December 15th at the far outside.
Anything else? Well, we commend the staff and for getting this grant for us, and I know you're excited about it. It's
Yeah.
certainly going to be a big improvement for down there.
Well, and I meant to mention, I forgot, this grant was called out in landscape architecture, and I've already had emails from friends around the state, saying, hey, Mexico, Missouri is landscape architecture. So these kinds of national grants really get us good exposure.
Yeah, I know we do. Okay, can I have a motion, please, to accept this bid?
I make a motion to accept the bid for the Garfield Park basketball project.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept the bid from Spalding. Call roll, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes. Okay, pay the claim.
Move it. Move to pay the bills.
Pay the bills?
Let's do it.
Second.
Okay, I'll call roll, please.
Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes. Okay, time for council comments. I'll start with me, because all of you have this in your packet, and that is tomorrow, we have this ribbon cutting at Plunkett Park for the new playground equipment. It's at 5 o'clock. I want to wear a sweater, it's going to be a little cool, but we look forward to that. And also, I went over and looked at the concrete being poured in the pool, and I'm so glad we widened that pool. It looks so nice. It's going to be so nice. Chris?
I don't have a lot to say. I don't mean to be negative Nelly, really, but I just don't understand. I mean, I appreciate we get grants, I appreciate we're getting free money, but, you know, no offense, but the two projects that we just got grants for, I never heard anything about any of them until they came up. And, I mean, all the way back to Ron Lesh, we've talked about other intersections that needed work. I looked at the Park Master Project plan. There's nothing about this court. I mean, I don't know where these things are coming from and why they're not being communicated to us for input. But, you know, because I'm not against it, just, you know, it's kind of not part of the plan. There's nothing there. It just pops up. Here, we're going to do this. So I don't understand that. So that's it.
Nothing really. Congratulations to our city councilor on his, what was it, Icon Award?
It's presented by a weekly publication for the legal profession called Missouri Lawyers.
I didn't need you to get a trophy to be an icon. I thought you were already there, but congratulations on that.
I tell everybody you have to be receiving Social Security.
But many years of hard work. Congratulations on that, and so nothing else from me.
Thank you. Chris?
Just living the dream here in Mexico, Missouri. What else could we say?
Yeah.
Okay. We are all living the dream. So, anyway, with that, we will move on to the public. Any comments? You have 3 minutes to talk, and then, but anybody from the public who'd like to say something? Okay.
Move adjourned.
Second.
Moved and seconded that we adjourn. All in favor?
Miller,
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes. Okay, I have the radio